Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stoke Seeds. Pre-plan your indoor seed starting program today with the help of Stoke's 2018 Gardening Guide and their online articles. Whether you're adding texture through foliage, choosing a new variety for a splash of color, developing an existing garden, or starting from scratch, Stoke Seeds has some great catalog and online resources to help you through the process. More than just a listing of vegetable and flower seeds, the Stoke Seeds website is a complete resource center with valuable information on seed starting, planting, and harvesting, plus all the gardening accessories you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Get growing with Stokes. Now, today's question. Jim, I know that one of the things you do at Growing Solutions for a lot of homeowners and for businesses and others are put together these beautiful containers with the plants in them. Talk a little bit about what you like to do and how you like to arrange those.
Well, that's a really popular thing right now. I know my wife has been busy planting up containers to the point where she's looking for the end. But
yeah.
Anyway, a very, very simple way to remember how to arrange the plants in your container is that the center would be a pillar, and then you need fillers, which are plants that kind of fill in the space around them. And the third thing to remember is spillers. So you have pillars, fillers, and spillers. But when you're, and the combination of different colored flowers in a container has become very, very popular. We hardly sell anything that is just one variety of plant anymore. So once you start to put that container together, you want to get a container that's large enough to accommodate some larger amount of soil so it doesn't dry out as fast. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that you want to do is get a good quality soil, like Pro Mix, for instance, that's made by Premier. That's an excellent soil. You want to use a good potting soil. Many of them today have fertilizers, slow-release fertilizer in them, which is excellent, and water crystals, which help retain moisture. And then select the colors of plants that you like, keeping in mind, where am I going to put this container? Is it going to be in full sun, part sun? Is it going to be in part shade or full shade? And accommodate those areas with the right kind of plants. You wouldn't want to put a plant that requires shade, like impatiens or something, Torenia, something of that nature, in full sun, because you won't be successful. So on all the tags that come with the plants, there are information about the plant. How big does it get? Typically, when it blooms, how it flows, and oftentimes in the container that you buy it in, you can see what it's doing. Is it a spiller or a pillar? The other thing that I don't think I mentioned was keep in mind the size of the container. The larger the container, the easier it is to take care of as the summer progresses. There's plenty of room for the roots to grow in that container, and you have much nicer plant. And keep in mind that fertilizer is your friend. When you plant, if you can use a slow release product like Osmocote, that's going to give it a feeding even when it's raining. As well as use a water-soluble fertilizer. A popular one is Miracle Grow, and be generous. A lot of the annual flowers are heavy feeders. So I know in our garden center, every time we pick up a hose to water, we are feeding the plant. Mm-hmm. And it's a maintenance type feed. So it keeps the plant growing and keeps the leaves green and looking good and lots of flowers. So container flower growing is a wonderful way to go. You can fit it into a patio or a step, or you can put it in your landscape, and it's going to look beautiful all summer long for you.
So your pillar fillers and spillers will be thrillers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. Remember, pre-plan your indoor seed starting program with the help of Stokes Gardening Guide and their online resources. And request your free catalog while you're online. For the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to stokeseeds.com. Cultivating successful growers for generations.